want to know your details.
I'm not giving you my details.
You better hand over your details.
Okay. Can you show us the warrant, please?
I think we've got a warrant for their arrest.
Can you show us the warrant, please?
Show us your documentation.
Can you show us the warrant, please?
Let's go, bye. Trespassing. Hey, go, bye.
Stop it, Job. Stop
Banking system that is trying to remove humanity. Consider yourself served.
Are you allowed to
Bye bye.
license for that?
And I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Consider yourself served. No implied right. Shame on you! 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 Insurance could make the business worse as well. Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Go on, man, yeah. Get it closer, bottom. Faces on camera. Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? Bye-bye, bailiffs. See you next time. What does it feel like to be on the seat yourself? Let go. Bye-bye, come on now. Come on. Watch it as a nail. You're going to put your tie up.
Daz, can you tell me what's happened today with the bailiffs when they arrived?
Well, all I saw, somebody said, oh, you know, they've parked up, and I just had a shout. We locked the door, obviously, because I don't want them to steal my home. And as I was walking towards them, everybody just kind of shooed them down the road. That's it. That's all I basically saw. They've got back in the car, they've drove off. I was like, you know, see you later. I haven't been served any paperwork. I don't even know who. I'm assuming the bailiffs. They look like, you know, I expect to be, but they weren't badged up. They didn't identify themselves to me, or I don't know if anybody else. But they basically just left. So I haven't seen any paperwork. Haven't seen anything else. But the big thing for me is all these people, as I've just been saying off camera, all these people are here to show that. Well, there's an uprising going on. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to stand together. Because I've been through the courts. I've tried it doing their way with the joint and all the rest of it. They have broken their own laws. They have purged themselves. None of them will listen. It's a tight, closed system. We know it involves child rape. It involves murder and war and, you know, the worst crimes against humanity. Now, at the end of the day, all these people know that. All these people feel that there's something going on.
It's the corporations against the people.
We're all coming together, knowing that action, you know, putting your body online, putting yourself online, saying I'm not going to stand for this anymore. I'm going to stand with my name. I'm going to stand with my brother and sister. Is the way to do it. It's the only way to do it. It's people power. We can meditate. It's great. We can, you know, get on Facebook and all the rest of it. But the best thing, you know, if you really want to take action, this is how you take action. It should be inspiring for everybody else as well. Now, if you say no to the system, if you refuse to pay their fraudulent mortgages, their fraudulent loans, if you put a call out, you ask for help, people will come and help. There is enough people now that are awake and aware of exactly what's going on in the world, exactly how it's been stolen from us by corporations, by corrupt government officials, corrupt representatives who just they get paid to lie, and the better they are at lying, the higher they go up. And this involves, like I say, the worst crimes against humanity. So it's heartening to see how there's 60, 70 people have come out today to say, I'm not doing it anymore. We'll all stand for each other.
The only one job away from being made redundant.
Anybody who finances terrorists and knowingly does so is guilty of offence. So if you give money knowing that they are terrorists, you can be charged and locked up under that offence. But I don't pay council tax, and I've not done for a number of years. I cite that, and they do not have an argument against it.
How many times have you been told my missus when she gets here because she clears it off?
It's not a court, right? They will find against you every time because it's a fake court. They just hire the building, they stick council officials in, like, you know, it's not a real court. So whether you go or not, they're going to find against you. They'll issue a liability order. It's a fake liability order. And the civil procedure rules in this country, for a liability order to be valid, they've got to send you a copy. They never do. So it's not a valid liability order. Right?
Courts don't retain a copy either.
No, the courts know nothing about it. Right? It's a council thing. It's a fake system. The council do not have the authority to issue summonses. The council do not have the authority to create their own liability orders. Like, you know, it's an entirely fake system.
Stand here though.
and hear that, it's hard to believe that. I don't believe you, but I know. I mean, I'm not disrespecting
What I say is that don't believe me. When you get your summons, take it to a solicitor and say, is this a valid summons? And they'll say no. And then when they say the issue of liability order, take the documentation. Is this a liability order? Any qualified solicitor will tell you, no, it's not. It's fake. Once you start hearing the word fake, you think, what are they up to? It's a fake system they're running. It's just to con you out of money. To keep you poor, to stop you wondering like what they're up to, like an iPad, spending all that money that you're coughing out. It's just rich people saying pay this, pay that, bedroom tax. It's just thinking of ways to keep, take money off you. And it's not about money. Money's not worth anything. It's about you running around for that money, and keeping you busy and occupied, so you're not objecting to what they're up to.
It's abolishing your constitution, because there is the constitution of the country spread between several documents, so we have got a constitution. Otherwise, the simple question being is, what was it the Americans refused to adopt and formed their own based on our constitution? The Canadian constitution, that's actually a physical constitution like America, that's based on English history, English traditions and our constitution. So if we haven't got a constitution, what is it these other countries have adopted? So quite simply, we need to research Charter of Liberties, Magna Carta, Habeas Corpus Writs, you've got the Petitioner right, Declarations of Right, the Declaration of Arbroath that stipulates every Englishman should actually have 5 acres of land. Now it does take time and it does take a lot of experience, because some of these documents are around 2 to 2,500 pages long. So you do have to do quite a bit of reading, and as a dyslexic person, I'm sure you'll all appreciate, I've actually took that task on and read those documents for what the fundamental rights are. And some of them is Article 40 of the Magna Carta stipulates that you cannot sell rightful justice. So by the courts actually selling you the application forms to apply for an appeal, to apply for anything, a court order regarding children or anything, by them charging you this amount, there is actually something that they don't tell you, which is called a remission fee. Now if you can't afford it, you can apply for a remission fee, but that's how they're trying to get around it. At the end of the day, your constitution stipulates quite clearly that you cannot sell rightful justice. And if you read the Magna Carta for what it actually is, as a constitutional document, 1215, written by the people, it was forced upon a monarch who couldn't read or write. So basically he had his asses, his bishops, his legal team, read that document and say, you are going to have a civil riot in this country if you do not put your authority on it. So he sealed it with a corporate seal. So it's a sealed document, and this is the fraud that's going on within our courts, because if you read the Crown prosecution rules, it stipulates that it has to be a sealed document. So if you look at a seal, which is what a public notary does, he puts his wax down, he gets his embossment, and he puts an embossment on it. So it's raised through each individual piece of paper. Okay? So what you then got to look at is, that is a seal. So when you get your corporate warrants and everything else, if you look at the rubber stamp upon this document, and I promise you it will only have a rubber stamp, and then ask yourself, does this comply with the Crown prosecution rules? Quite simply. I'm not going to explain which bits, you can read it yourself and discover it yourself, okay? But if you read that as a document, you'll realise that it has to be sealed by the court, and a seal is legally defined as having a raised section and being embossed, just like your old MOT. Did anyone ever know an old MOT for a car? They all were sealed by the individual approved garage for MOT. So I'm not telling you the truth, I'm not saying anything. I'm saying I'm a young lad who wants to know how I'm bullied and dictated to. So I started researching, and the first stuff I looked at, go and look at common law. Google King Alfred the Great, Google King Molumus, find out about these individuals, and then find out how these were the lawgivers to England. You're looking at Anglo-Saxon times when the Vikings were trying to take over this. These are the lawgivers to England, and our constitution, our history is quite simply written upon these people and reaffirmed by monarch, by monarch, by monarch. So Mrs. Windsor herself we people put it to you quite clearly, yeah, we're not happy with the way that this country's running. You're the only person that can step in and disband Parliament. We suggest to people you do it.
Can you just tell me exactly what the policeman said?
Thanks. He said, he asked me for my name a couple of times, said, are you Mr. Nesbitt, or is Mr. Nesbitt here, or what have you? Quite obviously, I'm not the legal fiction, so I don't answer to that. I'm a flesh and blood living soul as a human being. And he basically said, I believe there's supposed to be an eviction here today. And I said, this morning, I said, yes. And he said, it's not going to. He said, it's just not going to happen. There's too many people here, who are obviously going to defend you. Are obviously going to defend you. I can't say what's going to happen in the future. They're going to go back to court and get another warrant, and we'll have to hopefully do it all again. But well done. Basically, well done. He's shaking my hand, and that means that, like I said, we've had dealings with the police before when I've been broken into, and we kind of told them a little bit, and they were aware. Civil matter, they're aware. This is showing that things are changing right now. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know anybody here a year ago. Yeah, and now there's a group of us, and we're growing very, very quickly, and it shows that. Well, like I say, you don't know you're living through history because you're actually living through it. You don't see the world's changing, but the world is changing right now. Let's just say 1 year ago, where we're going to be in a month, and 6 months, and another year. Knocking on the door. Knocking on the door. Oh, the courts, our Parliament. You know what I mean? Certainly our MPs' offices. You know what I mean? People got the power. That's why I sing and don't speak. That's why I like singing.
Take care, lads. Have a good day. Protect our country. See ya. We love you.
Take care.
You what?
Right, so obviously, if they're going to announce it and we're going to meet them, they're not going to announce it.
Back into it, but the bullshit that you bring in.
This is what I'm saying, that they have to,
So lock the door.
Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. How are you?
Starting. Still smiling.
I'll be around, I'll be in the next one.
Based on past practice, so what do you say? How can you have a horror course
Darren Nesbitt's, we managed to save his house today from being repossessed by the bank from the corrupt judicial system. People power will work. All they've got to do is get the community spirit back, which the government have destroyed. That's why everybody takes the notice of people in the streets. Everybody ignores each other. So when people come together, this is what can happen. Power to the people, down with the corporations, jail the bankers.
We are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%.
What else can we stick up?
Oh, I'd rather be a hobbit than an orc. Oh, I'd rather be a hobbit than an orc. Oh, I'd rather be a hobbit. See bailiffs and stop it. Rather be a hobbit than an orc. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. Stick your poison vaccines up your ass. You can stick your TV programs up your ass. You can stick your TV programs. So we ain't gonna go to school. Who wrote this song anyway? Stick your Georgia Guidestones up your ass. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90, together we are mighty, we are the 99%. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human, and don't you know that you can rather be a human than a slave. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. Last verse, same as the verse. You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order where the sun don't shine but ought to. Stick your new world order up your ass. At this point I carried on for 2 hours, but I've got a court to ring.
So we press 1 for bailiffs?
I would say the magistrate's court, because you want to speak to the court manager, don't you?
The magistrate's court's got nothing to
They'll
do
put
with
you
it.
in, they might then pass you on to the right people. You
We do
never
2.
know. To go for 2. God.
Isn't it? Hello, can I speak to the court manager there, please?
Can I ask what it's in relation to?
It's in relation to a eviction in Bury this morning.
Can I ask who's calling?
My name's Darren.
Right, what, do you want to tell me what the problem is?
Well, it's simple as this. The police have been and they've said the eviction's not going ahead now because there's obviously, well, a lot of my friends are here to help that happen. So we just want that, obviously we want that confirming.
So you just want the eviction date confirming?
No, sorry. Is it Lorna, did you say?
It is, yeah.
Hiya, Lorna. All I'm basically asking is, the address is 2 Pearson Street. There's supposed to be an eviction. There's a notice of eviction for this morning at 10:30. The bailiffs turned up. They didn't serve any paperwork or anything. They just went away again. And the police then turned up and basically said, yeah, just wanted to let you know that the eviction's not going to happen today. So obviously I've just been invited. Obviously the police say that, fine, but I want to speak to the court manager or get some confirmation from Bury County Court themselves to say yes.
The bailiffs have come from Bury County Court. What did they give you?
They didn't give it anything. They didn't really get. They got back in the car and ran away again.
Oh, I thought you said they gave you some papers or something.
No, they didn't give me any paper. There was nothing served. I don't think they got a chance to serve. I have too many friends here who want to help me defend my home. So they, very quickly they got back in the car. They drove off, and like I say, that's fine. But the police then came and said and basically said that yeah, the eviction's it's not going ahead today at all. Because there's too many people here whatsoever. So I'm just ringing you, the court, obviously, because you're the ones that issue the warrant and watch their acting to basically confirm that they aren't coming back. What the police said is true, basically.
Okay, bear with me.
Thank you.
Tell them about the void order.
Yeah.
It was signed by an under judge.
Yeah.
You can't override a judge. So therefore the void order still stands. Therefore the eviction still is void.
I would imagine, because this is the way public service works, that a manager is not going to speak. It'd be nice if they did, but I would imagine Lorna will come back on.
Yeah, they always use a passive.
Yeah. We shall see. All the way from Nottingham.
Really?
Yeah.
How good is that?
Yeah, awesome. So we've had Nottingham, Birmingham today. I think Blackpool. Stoke.
Wow.
Bradford.
Warrington.
Preston as well. Phenomenal. Like I say, I mean, it's more, it obviously buzzes me and all the rest, but it's the idea for me is I'm hoping it will inspire other people to say, or to look and say, well, I won't be on my own. If I take the banks on, if I take the councils on and all the rest of it, I won't be on my own. No, you won't. We'll all help each other. This is how we're going to do it. Information, knowledge, and then actually standing and saying, no, you're not having it. It's awesome. I'm going to try. I wanted to get this out of the way first. Hiya, Lorna. Hiya, Lorna.
Hello, you need to speak to Mr. Conway, the supervising bailiff.
Okay.
I think he was there today, wasn't he? But that's who you need to speak to.
We need to speak to Mr. Conway.
Failed to identify themselves.
Yeah, well, yeah. They didn't identify. I can say.
That's who you need to speak to.
Right. Okay. Well, the other thing is, I mean, do you have a number for Mr. Conway?
1 moment.
Okay.
I'll have to remember the number. Anyone got a pen? Yeah,
Or
I'll put it in my
phone.
phone. I'll put it in my phone.
As if you come. No, just.
I'll put it in the phone.
And then it's the.
I've just got here too late that Oriental lady was saying, I can't be the rest of it, saying something to the police, and I rang.
Bear with me while I go get his number.
No problem.
Dave Batty got programmed.
That's not bad.
Well, that was all. That was all it was.
Is that all he paid?
Yeah, because what he did was remortgaged. And that was all. That were the only payments he paid before he stopped paying.
Right.
So we got them all back.
Mine's 36 and a half. I haven't been through every bank statement and all the rest of it.
Have you still got your bank statement?
Yeah.
I've got bank statements going back to 1980.
I've changed banks since then, but it's just the fact that I've got them since 2006 is like.
I did a claw back on £8.5 grand. Once paid it back in seconds. Seconds. So no question.
0777 194 2527, and that's Mr. That's Mr. Conway, did you say?
That's the supervisor Bailiff.
That's the supervisor. Okay, the other thing is, sorry, we delivered, served at an NT44 on Tuesday morning.
I've no idea about that. You'll have to see anybody in the office at the moment.
Oh, is that? The problem that we've the problem that we've got, the only problem that we've got is we've got an under judge, a deputy judge, looking at whether to turn over or void a district judge's order, which is quite obviously highly illegal.
Sorry, I can't go any further.
No, but who would I speak to on that?
Mr. Conway, that's who you need to speak to.
Okay, thank you very much for your help, Lauren. Have a good day. Bye.
Just, they're all the same, aren't they? They just try and get rid of you.
Normally the phone is on fire. When you ask questions, the phone is like, I don't want to have it, you know. Cut it off. It's always the
Can I ring
same.
him on here?
Whichever, yeah. Speaker.
Guys.
Is that the one?
I wrote it down as she was saying it.
Thank you.
Don't touch the screen.
Oh, it's a voicemail. There's no point speaking to a voicemail.